Welcome to our deep dive into Jane Austen's classic novel, Pride and Prejudice. In this timeless story set, in the early 19th century, we will explore the intricacies of social class, family expectations, and the pursuit of love. Today we'll walk through the key events and character developments that make this novel a masterpiece. Let's start with Part 1, the Bennet family and initial introductions. The story takes place in the English countryside and revolves around the Bennet family, Mr. and Mrs. Bennet and their 5 daughters, Jane, Elizabeth, also known as Lizzie, Mary, Kitty, and Lydia form the heart of the story. Mrs. Bennet is determined to see all her daughters married to wealthy suitors, which drives much of the plot. The novel begins when a wealthy bachelor, Mr. Charles Bingley, arrives and rents the nearby Netherfield Park. Bingley's presence causes quite a stir, particularly when he attends a local ball and meets the Bennet family. He is immediately captivated by the eldest Bennet daughter, Jane, who is known for her beauty and sweet nature. At the same ball, we are introduced to Mr. Fitzwilliam Darcy, Bingley's close friend. While Bingley is charming and sociable, Darcy comes across as proud and aloof. His initial coldness and disdain, particularly towards Elizabeth Bennet, spark a mutual dislike. However, despite this, Darcy's wealth and good looks still make him a subject of much interest and speculation among the community. Moving on to Part 2, the growing affection between Jane and Bingley. As the story progresses, we witness the mutual affection between Jane and Bingley flourish. However, Jane's reserved nature makes it difficult for Bingley to discern the depth of her feelings. On the other hand, Elizabeth's perception of Darcy becomes increasingly wary, especially after George Wickham, a charming militia officer, reveals that Darcy has wronged him in the past. This revelation solidifies Elizabeth's negative impression of Darcy, adding to the tensions within the story. Finally, in Part 3, Darcy's first proposal and Elizabeth's refusal. The tension between Elizabeth and Darcy reaches its peak when Darcy unexpectedly proposes to her. This proposal is a crucial turning point in the novel. Darcy confesses his love for Elizabeth, despite her lower social standing and the impropriety of her family. However, his manner is more condescending than romantic. Furthermore, he admits to having separated Jane and Bingley, believing Jane to be indifferent towards Bingley. Elizabeth is shocked and offended by Darcy's proposal. Her reaction is fueled by her belief that Darcy is arrogant. His actions have ruined her sister's happiness and his mistreatment of Wickham. She rejects him outright and does not hold back in her harsh words. Darcy is taken aback by her refusal and the strength of her accusations. This is just the beginning of an enchanting journey through Pride and Prejudice. Stay tuned as we dive deeper into the captivating plot and witness the transformations of the characters. Join us as we unravel the layers of this beloved novel and discover why it continues to capture hearts all around the world. Welcome back to our discussion of Pride and Prejudice. In the aftermath of Darcy's rejected proposal, he decides to write a lengthy letter to Elizabeth, detailing his reasons for interfering in the budding romance between Bingley and Jane. He explains that he genuinely believed Jane did not reciprocate Bingley's affections and reveals Wickham's true nature, including his attempt to elope with Darcy's sister, Georgiana. Initially hesitant to believe Darcy's explanations, Elizabeth begins to reconsider as she reflects on his letter and observes Wickham's behavior more closely. This moment marks a significant turning point in Elizabeth's feelings towards Darcy. The tension heightens as Lydia, the youngest Bennet sister, runs away with Wickham, threatening to bring scandal and disgrace upon the family. Elizabeth fears that Darcy will distance himself from her due to her family's actions, but unbeknownst to her, Darcy secretly steps in. He locates Lydia and Wickham, convinces Wickham to marry Lydia, and pays off his debts, saving the family's reputation. Elizabeth is deeply affected by Darcy's kindness when she later learns of his intervention. As Bingley reunites with Jane and proposes with Darcy's encouragement, Elizabeth realizes her own growing affection for Darcy. When he returns to visit the Bennet family, she begins to see him in a new light, recognizing and admiring his generosity, humility, and genuine care for her and her family. In the novel's final chapters, Darcy proposes to Elizabeth once more, this time with genuine humility and respect. Elizabeth, having come to understand and love Darcy for who he truly is, accepts his proposal. The novel concludes with two happy marriages, Jane and Bingley and Elizabeth, and Darcy, exemplifying the triumph of true love over pride and prejudice. Pride and Prejudice is a timeless piece of literature that goes beyond a love story. Jane Austen's insightful commentary on the social dynamics of the time, the impact of first impressions, and the growth that comes from understanding and humility make this novel a classic. We hope you enjoyed this journey through Pride and Prejudice. If you found this summary engaging, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more literary deep dives. Thank you, and see you next time.